Good morning, children. In the previous video, we discussed about the making of this pot. Okay, and children's we can we can imagine how does this pulpy ball of cotton becomes in colorful saris, no, and shorts or your on your bags or a cotton, wool, silk, and jutes are all are fibers to begin with. Okay, and how this the fiber was first drawn and spun to make a long string which is known as an yarn. Okay, this is not done by us because this may be done with a simple hand cracked spinning wheel. Okay, and children look at the pictures. In the pictures there you can see that our father of nations, Mr. Gandhiji, used to sit at his charka and spin a yarn which he wove to make the khadis he wore as an loin clothes all on his own. Means Gandhiji herself Mian used to spring sit on the charka and spin a yarn which he wove to make a khadi by himself that he wore as a loin clothes. Okay, and children's the hand spun or a machines made yarn is then woven in a criss-cross pattern. Okay, this hand woven or a machines yarn woven is crisscross patterns, and that becomes a sheet of fabrics, and it closely examine and sections of any fabrics. Okay, you will you will find a set of string against similar sheets of strings and perpendicular or right side angles to each others. Okay, and children's weaving involves holding one sets of strings and straight fixed to the looms, and this is known as the wrap. Okay, and the second sets of string is called the weft. It is woven against the wrap and by going under and over every alternative strings. Okay, and children's interlocking of weaving can be done by a drawn loom. Means interlocking of this weavings means this interlocking of this weavings can be done by drawn looms. Okay, drawn looms means it is on foot treadles on a floor and looms, or even in a huge factories with power loom. In a small scale industries that time they can use foot treadles or floor looms, on in a huge factory they will use a power loom, means that will be run by the machines only. Okay, children's, and in children's in many villages we can hear you can hear that different voice of in a common village of a handloom, that is khata 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 khata, that type of sound you can hear in a village area. Okay, and often different colors of threads have you can interwovens in different manners to come up and interesting patterns and design this type of handloom. Okay, children, and this is also an handloom. They are weaving and they are draw looms. Okay, and children's this made the outlook of the loom is known as a textile. This type of textiles will comes out from the uh, handlooms. Okay, and textile is in woven fabrics. Okay, means it is an woven fabrics, and fabric means that the cloth that is used for making dress. This type of clothes will make after the weaving of cotton fibers. That cotton fibers will becomes, and this will be made in handlooms or in factories or by and it will interlock it with themselves, and foot treadles or floor looms can be draw looms, and in a huge factory it will be used as in power looms, and this type of textiles will comes after the weaving it. Okay, and children's the cloth can be non-woven too, like a knitted or a rubber or a synthetic lycra. Means cotton clothes, jute clothes are woven clothes. Okay, but whereas like a knitted or a rubber or a synthetic clothes or a lycra clothes, these are the non-woven, means they are not made in a woven. Okay, and children's textile is woven. There are several processes used to make it more attractive. The textiles means this cotton textile, this type of clothes are is making a different and several process to make it more attractive. Okay, and children's it is colored by dipping it in a dyes, and dye may be organic or a synthetic dye. Okay, and organic dyes are safer to use, and this will not cause any damage to the environment, whereas the leaves of the indigo plants gives us a dye that colors a textile blue, while rose madder make it red. Means children's the natural dye or the organic dye is not harmful for the environment. It will not cause any damage to the environment. And to use or to make the dyes, dye as the leaves of indigo plants and the indigo plants will gives the blue color dye, whereas the rose madder make it red. Okay, and children's different techniques of like tie dyes. There are different types of techniques that we use to dyes. Okay, means tie dye, bandhani or ikat, and batik or a wax resist are used to make interesting pattern while we are dyeing in the cotton clothes. Okay,